You only need to know a little addition and multiplication to understand the prophetic mystery that God has hidden in the dimensions of the tabernacle of the coming of Jesus that I shared with you yesterday. Here's the mystery revealed by God. The tabernacle had 3 compartments. It had an outer court, it had an inner court, and it had a Holy of Holies. The outer court's dimensions were 100 cubits long, they were 50 cubits wide, they were 5 cubits tall. The Bible doesn't really describe what a cubit is, but historically a cubit was described as the length from a man's elbow to the tip of his fingers. It's approximately 18 inches for most people. So the outside wall of the tabernacle was 150 feet long, it was 75 feet wide, it was 7.5 feet tall, and if you add the length and the width dimensions and you multiply them by the height, length times the width times the height, you get 1,500. You know, we're not here to talk about numerology, but God put numbers in the Bible for a reason, and He is very keen about numbers. And this is the number, 1,500, the number of years from when God gave Moses the law on the top of Mount Sinai to when Jesus was born. The inner court measured 20 cubits long. It was 10 cubits wide. It was 10 cubits high, and if you multiply those numbers together, you get the number 2,000. Well, what's the significance of that? That's the number of years from when Jesus was born until He says He's going to come again. The Holy of Holies measured 10 cubits long. It was 10 cubits wide. It was 10 cubits high. It formed a perfect cube and a square. And if you multiply those numbers together, you get the number 1,000. It's the number of years that we're going to rule and reign on earth with Jesus after He comes again. You know, not only that, but that 10 cubits by 10 cubits by 10 cubits that forms the perfect square happens to be similar geometric shapes to what the Bible describes as heaven being, 1,500 miles square. We'll talk about that at a later time, but it's so interesting to me to think about these numbers and the messages that God's hidden there. I could be wrong. It could just be coincidental, but I believe these are some of the many mysteries that God hid in the Bible for us to dig for and to discover. Well, tomorrow we're going to continue our treasure hunt. We're going to discover more hidden mysteries in the tabernacle. I believe the revelation of the mysteries of the tabernacle are some of the greatest revelations in the entire Bible of the pathway to God's very presence and the life-changing, transforming relationship that you can have with Him. I hope I see you again tomorrow.